The rich girl visited her rural boyfriend's home for the first time and was stunned when she saw the steak on the dining table. It was wada beef worth $1 million per pound. The taste was exactly the same as what she had eaten at Michelin star restaurants. However, her boyfriend said that the dishes tasted ordinary and that he ate them every day. At this moment, the grandmother took out a jade bracelet worth $200 million and insisted on giving it to her future daughter-in-law to wear. The girl suddenly realized that her boyfriend's family was not ordinary. It turned out that her boyfriend's parents were the richest in the country, and they had deliberately hidden their identity to live in the countryside in order to train their son. As a result, the son had always thought his family was poor. He had never had a girlfriend since he was a child. One day, his parents asked him to bring his girlfriend home for the new year. To deal with his parents' pressure to marry, the young man went to a pool hall to find a girl to pretend to be his girlfriend. But everyone thought he was mentally ill, just as he was about to leave in disappointment. The rich girl, who was also pressured by her parents to marry, stopped him, suggested that he be her boyfriend. So, they pretended to be a couple, deciding to first go to the young man's house for the new year and then to the rich girl's home. The rich girl's fiancé saw that she was willing to marry the young man instead of him, and angrily chased after them in a luxury car, mocking the young man's family for being too poor to be a suitable husband for her. But the girl didn't mind the young man's poverty. Then they entered the courtyard, where the grandmother and parents liked the girl very much and ordered a Michelin chef to prepare the evening banquet. When the girl saw the plate of steak, she was stunned. After tasting it, she felt the taste was excellent, just like the one she had eaten at the Michelin restaurant. The young man, however, said these were just ordinary home-cooked dishes. At this moment, the girl started to have doubts about the young man's background. She thought rural people couldn't possibly eat such expensive food. Next, the young man's mother gave her a $1 million gift, and the grandmother forced her to accept the jade bracelet worth $200 million. The young man felt heartbroken upon seeing this, but no one knew that the girl was pretending to be his girlfriend. That night, the young man asked the girl for the bracelet and the red envelope. The girl agreed to return them, but on the condition that the young man accompany her to meet her parents the next day and drive away her fiancé, who was harassing her. The young man immediately agreed. The next day, before they had time to eat breakfast, they hurriedly left the house. The girl asked the young man to first take her to the office to handle some matters. The young man learned that the girl was the chairman of the Sioux group and immediately showed a suspicious expression. At that moment, the fiancé appeared to settle the score since he had been beaten by the young man's bodyguards the night before. Seeing that the girl had brought the young man before him, it was clear she was humiliating him. To provoke him, the girl lied and claimed she had already been intimate with the young man. Upon hearing this, the fiancé tried to hit the girl. The young man immediately stood in front of her, saying, "Don't be afraid, stand behind me, I'll protect you." This sentence made the girl remember how a male classmate had protected her when she was bullied in high school and said the same words. At that moment, she realized that the classmate was the young man after the fiancé angrily left. The girl purposely had the young man wear a handsome suit and took him to meet her parents. The young man's grandmother, hearing that her grandson was going to the girl's home without bringing gifts, immediately ordered the butler to prepare heavy gifts to take along. The butler hurriedly stopped the group meeting and rushed to the Sioux family. Meanwhile, the girl's mother mistakenly thought the young man was her daughter's fiancé and warmly welcomed them inside. Suddenly, the real fiancé followed them. He publicly stated that the young man was just a poor rural person. Upon learning the truth, the mother became very angry, scolding her daughter for being a rich girl who shouldn't marry a poor rural man, and insisted that her daughter marry her fiancé. While the girl and her mother argued, the father noticed the bracelet on her wrist, which was quite valuable. This bracelet had been auctioned for $200 million by a wealthy person 2 years ago. He immediately pulled his daughter aside to ask about the young man's true identity. To satisfy her father's curiosity, the girl asked the young man if the bracelet really belonged to his family. When the young man said the bracelet belonged to his grandmother, the fiancé immediately pointed out that the bracelet was fake and smashed it on the ground. Unknowingly, he would soon pay the price for his actions because the butler sent by the young man's grandmother had arrived with a lavish gift.